But I think when faced with such a colossus as Smith, we just can't, you can't see his vulnerability. Chop-ons.
Yes.
He did get out to both Overton and Tom Curran that way.
He's already looking like he's stamping his mark on this Ashes for me.
Broad in. Oh, is that good? No, he's just played and missed to that ball. That shaped nicely away. Well, Travis said it came on the front foot. Now the crowd have got into it. That's all they needed. They just need the ball to beat the bat. And they have been realivened, reawakened, if you like, since lunch. He chopped on, or dragged on against Cummins at the AGS Bowl in the Australia A game. Sometimes he can just play away from his body. The pitch isn't quite as quick as expected. Here comes Broad into head. He gets a full ball, he drives it up to Wokes at mid-off without timing. There is no run.
You don't want your main strike bowler, do you? Go and bust in the first morning on the first day of the first Ashes.
Bit of an issue.
Your spearhead.
Imagine though, if England had gone in with Archer as well, and there were a lot of people wanting that to happen, and if his side had pinged,
Could have seen Joe Root and Johnny Bairstow having a whirl.
Well, it just goes to show how important it is to have an all-rounder like Stokes.
Absolutely crucial.
Sure, you keep your three seamers. Broad in, round the wicket, full, driven nicely, firmly, straight down the ground. It's going to be pursued by Moeen Ali, but the ball will thud into the boundary, plunge for four, and head moves to 33 at last ball of the over. 92 for 3. Smith has 25.
Just seen that ball as Stuart Broad was running in it. It looks like one of those ones that gets soft quickly.
Oh
yeah, it doesn't look. It looks quite sort of fat in his hand. Being a bowler myself, got a good eye for things like that. It just looks like it's sort of swollen a bit, gone a little bit soft, and that four didn't crack off the bat, did it? I mean, there's a lovely push to it, just went oof, like that. It looks like, I bet in the next 5 or 6 overs, England might start sort of going, oh,
can we have a look?
Yeah,
Andrew Sampson.
Yeah, as a general rule, it's probably true that it gets a bit easier to bat. If you look at the average runs per wicket by match innings, average in the last 10 tests is 26.4 in the first innings of the match, which goes up to 35.76 in the second innings, and it's 31 and 30 in the third and fourth.
Yes, you see. So that would suggest that the advantage really is to bat second. So the combined average of 2 and 4 is higher than 1 and 3. Wokes into Smith, who covers up in defence to a full ball. He's moved so far across his stumps, and every time he does this, you sort of think you're in business, because you think he's showing leg stump apart from anything else.
yeah, it's just all the time in the world.
And he just defends it.
Yeah, it's probably been a bit messed up a little bit by the last couple of years, because last test the scores got lower by the innings. 287, 274, 180, 160.
Against India.
Against India.
Wokes in again from City end to Smith, who gets all the pads that you want.
This legs on it. You could hardly hear it on the bow, and that ball's just blown. Carry on.
The one before that was the day-night game against the West Indies, where England made 514 for 8 declared, and then all West Indies out for 168 and 137 under lights.
It's a bit of an anomaly, isn't it? I mean, yes, not sure that we can include day-night stats in other stats. I don't like that. Wokes in, defended, and again this ball is absolutely right, as Tuffers says. The ball goes to short mid-wicket once more, and it's making this disconcertingly fuddy noise. A bit like sort of hitting at a partition wall that's got too much foam behind it.
Yeah, insulation.
That's it, insulation, yes. Thank you. Between us, it's great. It's a great thing. It's like the witch that has one eye, one tooth and one ear, isn't it, or something? We sort of managed to get there in the end. Wokes. Smith pulls. Well, it's a little thin tickle on it, really, and it goes down to fine leg. T92. 93 for 3. We've got quite a slow scoreboard. Smith to 20.
10 red ball daytime test match with the Egypt. It's 24 in the first innings, 37 in the second innings, and then 31 and 29 in the third and fourth. So the second innings is clearly the best time to bat.
Yes, depends on Tony in. Clipped away there off the hip. Easy for Head. He's going to get another couple of runs. The throw comes in to Bairstow, beautiful throw, but it's just a little bit wide, a long leg.
Yeah, they started so well, didn't they?
Well, Anderson was part of that.
Probing every ball, and now obviously the ball's got a bit older. As we reckon, it might have just got a bit soft and everything, but they're just getting picked off both sides of the wicket. Got to kind of almost then go to hanging it a little bit, bowling fifth or sixth stump.
Wokes in completely over.
Head just on limits at this outside the off stump. Pushed that and missed. A bit shorter and angled across. Goes into Bairstow's club at about knee height. 95 for 3 at the end of that over from Wokes. He's beaten the bat with a couple of beatings of the bat off head. But England still haven't got another wicket to show. 35 for 3 Australia were their worst moment. And really, really rocking at that stage. But since Anderson has not been able to bowl and Smith has just ensconced himself at the wicket. Head's innings has been a curious one. How long did it take him to get off the mark, Andrew?
Long time.
16th ball.
Yeah. 16th ball, but he had 26 off 29 then.
Yeah, he went north of 15 and then he had 24 of 28.
He's another fella though, Head, as you say, that anything sort of like on the middle to off stump with that, he's got a bit of a shut face. He wants to hit it leg side. I've seen him drag it on a few times in his test career from those balls towards fifth or sixth stump.
Broad in to Smith starting a new over. Full, clipped away, out through mid-wicket. It should be cut off. It will be. It is cut off by by Butler. It just fumbles it a little, but gets the throw in. Now that's another great example of Smith moving across his crease and Broad just thinking, can I spear one in at leg stump? And you do that, and Smith says, thank you very much. Bowling at my pads, and he works it unfussily, unflamboyantly out into the outfield for a couple of runs. 97 for 3. Smith to 28.
I'll tell you what the difference is as well. I mean, you've just been looking at, he hits a lot through balls of, let's say, off stump, middle and off outside. But what he doesn't necessarily do it with a wristy sort of clip. He sort of like gets himself in a position where he can just sort of almost hit it with a straight bat through there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a Nazar did, you think, leading edge, or if he misses it, it might, you know what I mean, with the bat, perhaps trying to hit it too square. But he keeps a full face on it through mid-wicket.
Because he's come across, I suppose.
Yeah.
So far across. Broad into Smith again, outside the off stump, wide this time, doesn't tempt Smith into the shot. Now, when he first came in, this is what I mean about the different plans and how Root keeps on changing them. There was a short mid-wicket in all the time for precisely that shot. Now, that's gone away. And actually, the short point has now gone back to a backward point, a more conventional backward point, still saving one. 2 slips and a gully. Now, the short point has moved about 3 yards in front of square. Is that a reflection maybe of the oldness of the ball?
Yeah.
Stokes, he's still in a catching position. But Smith drives into the offside to the left of Moeen Alley at mid-off, and they get through for an easy single. 98 for 3.
Yes. He's making it look all a little bit too easy at the moment, isn't it? It's only just after lunch on day 1.
I think it's going to be the question we're going to bore our listeners with throughout the series. Is, what do you do?
Yeah.
But between us,
on the postcard,
can't we work it all out?
On a postcard.
Glenn McGrath claims he's got some ideas, but he's not going to tell us until the 5th test.
Oh, he's not. Okay.
No, it's an act of patriotism.
We'll have to.
Well, I mean, kidnap him,
pin him down.
Yeah, tickle him until he until he spills the beans.
Well, if anyone should know, Glenn should know.
Broad is around the wicket to Head, who lets us go by outside the off stump on around 5th stump line.
You might have to think of a sort of a cunning plan to sort of get it out of him somehow. Like on
like a truth serum or something.
Right.
There's always a truth serum in programmes.
Look into my eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know, we need, who's the, Darren Brown.
Darren Brown. Yes, pop him in at lunch and say, you could just have a little chat with Glenn, could you?
Yes, view from the boundary.
Yeah.
Yes. Just get it all out of him and live in front of listeners for 35 minutes.
I've got a feeling we might be seeing a lot of him this summer.
I'm absolutely certain of it. 2 slips and a gully in for Head. And again, there's actually the short point. Stokes is still in for the left-hander and a backward point, extra cover mid-off. Broad in, left alone again, outside the off-stump. Head is booking himself in.
Yeah, 7-2. 7-2 offside field. as you say, the way he sets up, he doesn't really set up to hit through the offside. So really, all of them boys are in the in a bit of a catchy fight. I wouldn't mind one across trying to bowl him. Straight. Which one? I don't know. You don't quite know how it's going to go to that short point, but we shall see.
Broad in to complete the over to Head, who drives up to mid-off, where Wokes will do the fielding. End of the over. 9-3. They had 20 lunch and they've done trouble. Beaten the bat, but no more. Smith has 29 and looks immovable. Head has 35 and looks more movable. Some more thoughts from Phil Tufnell. And then it will be Jim Maxwell to return.
Yeah, they're starting to here Australia after a rocky. Travis Head has looked all right to me. He's done pretty well, and of course we've got Mr. Smith, who's looking pretty solid as well. Bit of a partnership forming. Jimbo, how are you, mate?
I'm enjoying it. Yes, they're batting very well. Once Smith gets in, as most of these players saw in Australia, he's hard to shift.
Yeah,
I think we're not quite at that point, but I would be thinking if I could get away with it, the bowling Spedigs to him.
Spedigs?
Yeah.
What are they, mate?
They get on top of the stumps.
Okay. Yeah.
Here comes the non-striker, should have intervened, but he wasn't with it. Wokes runs in again to bowl to Smith, and Smith is back, and he goes on the nurse around the corner with the line of it and gets a run. 3-4, 99. Smith is 30 and Head's 35.
And that's called a Spetigu, is it?
Spedigu.
Spedigu.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, don't bother.
Can I ask? Can I ask Andrew?
Don't worry.
I have to. Yeah. There's a reason for it. I can't remember.
Right, moonball, we used to call it. Moonball. Yeah.
Did you ever get away with bowling one of those and getting a wicket?
Never bowled a bad ball and got a wicket in my life.
Oh, right. that is true with slow bowling. Here's Wokes. He bowls in. Hits him on the bat and the field for OBW. Out. The finger is up. And I think Travis Head is looking for some help from Smith here. Is he going to review it? Umpire Wilson has lifted his finger. Smith is talking to him. Will it be a review? They've got 15 seconds to make up their mind. They're going to review it.
Just about. 1 second ago, he's got the review on.
Well, what's going to save him, if anything? Too high, going down a leg. It looked pretty adjacent.
Yeah.
Nip back, hit him in front.
Yeah.
So this could be a big breakthrough for England, who are struggling without Jimmy Anderson. We're hearing Chris Gaffney, the front foot's okay. At the other end, what is the story? Where did it pitch?
Running through.
Where did it hit?
The
height could be an issue. Did it pitch in line?
Yeah, I think
it looked like it. But it could be going over. Remember, the umpire's given him out, so it only has to be really trimming the bails here.
No bet.
For this to stand. No inside edge. So did it pitch in line? No problem with that. Where's it going? It's out. It's hitting that off bail. Travis Head. Falls to Wokes. England needed a wicket with that partnership growing. It's 4 for 99, and Travis Head is trapped. LBW for 35.
Yeah, caught on the crease there by Chris Wokes. As you said, just goes back and across and a little bit of shape, pitched about middle stump and then just carried on and just nipped back on him a little bit. Good delivery by Chris Wokes. Travis Head goes for 35 off of 61. England back in the game. They were just fading a little bit there and Australia getting on top. Crucial wicket for England.
And here's another big moment in the series. There'll be a number of them for various players, but for Matthew Wade, he's been resuscitated, reborn as a Test cricketer. Started his career as a wicket-keeper batsman. He's made Test centuries, and he's had the most stunning season for Tasmania.
Yeah.
And again, the A-team on tour, he's been making runs and making them very impressively. And he's back in the Australian team, batting at number 6, another left-hander. And he comes out to join Smith at 4 for 99. What can he do here? Can he get himself settled into the rhythm of batting in Test cricket as he did on occasions before.
Well, he's got to get his feet moving because, as you say, Travis Head completely caught on the crease. With Warner caught on the crease. It's one of those pitches. It's not a quick pitch. And it's just dying on you a little bit. So you've got to try and feel that you come forward to sort of like. I mean, there's no pace. There's no bounce. You've got to. If you're caught on that crease, there is just that little bit of sideways movement that can trap you.
So here's Wade. First ball. Wokes runs up towards him and he's back and he edges. Squared up. Bit of movement. Thick edge to Denley at backward point. So Australia winning the toss. They weren't sent in. And there's a bit of abrasion in the pitches.
That's reverse one to Travis Head. Yeah, just turn the opposite way round. It should done for conventional swing. Just shaped back and nipped at Travis Head. So there might be a bit of early reverse, Jim.
Well, the pitch looked abrasive, and maybe that's happening as Wokes bowls, and he's squared up and edged in front of third. Didn't carry. Thick outside edge, and it went in front of Stokes. So a good over for England, and the crowd are buoyant again. They're jubilating. It's 4 for 99, a wicket to Wokes, and his figures 10 overs, 2 maidens, 2 for 23. Though Jimmy Anderson off the field with a calf muscle injury.
The home boy Wokesy, though.